Nicole. Okay, Nicole's question here. How do we change that system? It's so flawed. Husbands are damned if they do and damned if they don't. There's the old saying, it's cheaper to keep her. In many cases, that is very, very true for men. Um, when it comes to knowing that the odds are stacked against you, even to get 50-50 custody. The numbers say you're going to make more money than her, so you're going to be forced to pay child support. If you make more money than her, there's a good chance you have to pay spousal support or alimony. So, I mean, I think it starts from really, really the ground up. The system's flawed at really every turn, whether it be what the discretion judges have, which allow these biases to seep in, all the way to these third parties, and I'll call them leeches, these third party leeches that that come in and they make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year off of getting appointed by the court to do evaluations, therapy, counseling, business valuations. So I think that, I mean, I've seen numbers where they believe by 2030, the family court industry is going to be an $80 billion a year industry. $80 billion with about 75% of it being spent by men. So I think that the number one thing is we gotta regulate or get money out of the system, because as long as money is in the system, as long as people are profiting off of being involved in it, then we're going to continue to see the same things. And I'd encourage you again. I mean, it was an awesome 2.5 hours last night. We the Parents podcast, 7 attorneys and Chris Cole on last night. And we touched on where many of us that are fighting for this equal and shared parenting they're attempting to blackball us. They're attempting to bully us. The bar associations in some states are coming after these attorneys. So there are people on the inside pushing for reform, pushing for change. We're in the vast minority right now. I can only, in the state of California, I can only name, other than myself, 2 or 3 for certain that support equal and shared parenting. All the rest think it's the worst idea on the planet. So I think removing the money aspect of it from family court, making it more accessible to pro se litigants. Many states, including California, they have potential legislation this year that's going to allow for non-attorneys to provide legal advice. That means certain situations. So paralegals, legal assistants, many dads that are watching this that have grown to understand the system and maybe help dads on the side are going to be able to open legitimate businesses and provide effective coaching to help people navigate. And that's another piece that scares the shit out of the bar associations. I love the idea of it. I don't think, I mean, there are so many guys who unfortunately we're full in terms of taking on pro bono clients. And there's so many worthy guys that need help that can't necessarily pay to have an attorney do that work. So there's a bunch, really the system, and Ted Bush last night put it great. It's coming crashing down. It's in a nosedive and it's just going to explode. Social media has brought us all together to be able to have conversations and understand what's going on and compare stories. 15 years ago, if you were in Riverside County, where I'm at right now, and you got screwed in family court, there's a very low likelihood that you know anyone else that had been harmed by that court. I can tell you right now, just via social media, I've met no fewer than 20 or 25 guys and gals who have had these things happen at the hands of the same judges. So finding those people, I know up in, I won't divulge the county, but there's going to be a major lawsuit filed up north in Northern California in the next probably 60 days in regards to how some judges and the courts are acting. They've already been in federal court and gotten a decision that was very favorable. Similar things have happened in Chicago. Similar things are happening in St. Louis. There's New Jersey. There's Texas. So it's I don't even know to begin where to start what the first change would be, other than just taking a wrecking ball of the entire system. But for us to make minor changes, it's finding people with similar stories. It's having your voice heard, reaching out to your legislators, and probably first of all, educating yourself on what a good system would look like, so you can have those educated conversations. But that was a good question. Do something. Just like when custody stuff is not going your way or it's not working out, sitting there and doing nothing is going to achieve nothing. Worst case scenario, shoot an email to your local state rep, your state senator, talk to your neighbor down the street that's on the city council or on the school board, and have these educate people and talk about these issues. So that's what my advice on that front would be.